goes with LeBron and AD. What is most important in those situations?
Well, we have to make sure we work for shot quality and not settle, which I thought we did a little too much tonight. But we got to the paint enough when we needed to and made enough big shots. And I think Kuz's tip-in was a really big play, following up a shot again, an effort play. And then defensively, you gotta guard them without putting them to the free throw line. And aside from a couple of and ones that they got, I thought we did a decent enough job making things difficult for them without putting them to the line.
When you have LeBron and AD as the base, how different is it when you can't go to KCP or Caruso, and in this case it's Shooter and Matthews? How much different does that make things for you, and do you have to coach any differently with the different players on the floor?
Yeah, well, everybody has different skill sets that brings different things to the table. But I thought those guys really competed defensively. Dennis and Wes in particular. Especially that one possession that Dennis had, I think on DeRozan. Just playing one-on-one and competing. Those guys are good two-way players. Dennis hit a big three in the fourth there. West didn't score, but really impacted the game with his energy in our defense. We're struggling to find the proper energy to win a basketball game tonight. And I thought guys like West and Kuz, Talon coming in and filling in for KCP when he went down, really gave us a lift from an energy standpoint.
Dave?
Frank, when you guys were able to break things open with that late run, do you think that was just wearing them down or finding the right opportunities? What do you think led to the run you guys went on late?
Yeah, we just stayed with it. I think we just persisted through our struggles, and that's going to happen from time to time. If you throughout a long regular season, 72 game regular season, you're going to have some wins that are a little uglier than others. And we knew coming in to this season with the nature of the off season and whatnot that there was going to be some ugly nights. And the key is, can you find a way to win? When you're not at your best. And we were able to do that tonight. So proud of that type of effort or perseverance through a tough night down the stretch to make enough plays to get the W.
Bill?
Frank, KCP has been kind of an Iron Man for you guys, really the last several years. When he did something like this, he said that he felt like he would hopefully be able to play on Sunday. How much do you take into consideration the circumstances of this season when determining whether or not you want a player playing through, an injury that is relatively mild?
Yeah, I mean it's, we didn't have a normal off season or normal preseason, so I think we factor those things into the decision. But ultimately, something like that just comes down to the medical team. More than anything, us as coaches are going to make a decision on if they say he's good to go, he'll be in there, and if they feel like he should. Sit out another game or two or whatever it takes, we'll follow their lead.
Kyle?
Frank, you talk about sort of the energy, and obviously you expected, Irving, it'd be tough to kind of come with the same energy as guys are getting back in shape. But, in one sense, you guys kind of pull through and win. I know coaches like to learn from wins rather than losses, but is it hard to kind of wake guys up to the urgency that a certain amount of energy is needed each night, just given the way that you win a game like this?
Yeah, I mean, urgency is required to win any night in the NBA. And like I said, we didn't have the necessary urgency through stretches of the game. But like I said, we stayed with it. We kept trying to put ourselves in position to win, and ultimately we're able to grind it out. So I'm proud of them for being able to do that. I will say, it's a difficult mental challenge, doing the baseball schedule type of thing that the teams are doing throughout the league. Where you play a team and especially if you win that first one, you stay in the city. We've been here 4 days, and then you come back and play that same team, especially like the Spurs were on demand. There's a mental challenge to that I think teams are going to see throughout the year. I think you see a lot of splits in these situations, and we were susceptible to that tonight. But like I said, we're able to persevere and get the W.
Last two questions. Dan?
Hey, Frank, good to see you. Two questions. Does Dennis need an MRI, or I'm sorry, not Dennis, KCP, is the plan for him to get an MRI or anything in Memphis, or is it not that serious?
They did not mention that to me. I think it's just a mild ankle sprain. I do not know if they're going to get an MRI or not.
Secondly, you guys have talked about AD getting 3-point attempts up, 6 tonight. What did you like about the confidence and kind of the quality of those shots?
Yeah, well, we want him to shoot them, and he's shooting the ball extremely well from all over the floor for us this year. So, if we're going to play most of our minutes, which we are right now, with him at the 4, it's important to be a floor spacer and carry that threat, in that type of role. It's just player development applies to all players on the team, not just the young players. We want guys to grow their games, and he took a big step, I thought, from 2 years ago into last year with his 3-point shooting, and we're asking him to take another big step with regard to this year. So without those 4 threes, maybe we don't win tonight. So kudos to him for continuing to grow.
Last question, Andy Kamenetsky.
Hey, Frank. Defensively, given that you guys have some new pieces, particularly 4s and 5s, who are different than Dwight and JaVale, the coaching staff, how far along are you guys in knowing exactly what you want to be doing schematically, how you want to use guys, stuff like that?
We have a good idea of how we want to use guys, but we're still learning what guys can do, and how to put them in the best position to be successful. And that process plays out for the better part of probably the first half of the season, and we'll continue to be evaluated. But it takes time, and for them to learn what we're asking them to do, and for us to understand what ways to put them in the best position to succeed. So